Hi, buddy. Welcome into the channel, JaysBucket. I'm Jay. As always, my building buddy Jay is hanging out here with me whenever I'm down in the Lego room. He's just hanging up on a shelf from now on, I think. So welcome. This is the podcast I'm calling Bucket Life. This is episode number 14. This one has a title of Binge Night. And we'll see where that goes in a little while. My thoughts not thoughts. Here on my channel, I do regular Sunday Lego live builds every Sunday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Build a different set every single week. It's a lot of fun. And then I've also added in a weekly live build. And this week's coming up, well, I guess next week's coming up will be Tuesday, February 11th. And we're going to be continuing the Galaxy Explorer there a little bit. We'll probably get 2 more bags done of that. And then maybe 1 more stream after that to finish off the Galaxy Explorer. So there you go. Come and join the chat. Lots of fun. And then, always lots of fun in the chat there. And these podcasts drop every Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern. All right, my thoughts for this week are, man, how hard it has been to keep up with this calendar here. Holy cow. I swear, every time I go to take a picture for a thumbnail, I've got the wrong date on that, and I've got to completely change it and retake the picture. I just today had the idea, because I was doing the thumbnail for this podcast, and what I had done was I had left it on today's date, today being Thursday. So here you go. Like, I started recording the podcast and it's on the wrong date. Anyhow, I'm doing a live build in a few minutes here, actually, about an hour or so. So I wanted to leave it on today's date, a recording of the podcast. And I looked at the thumbnail and I was like, no, I've got the 6th, not the 7th up on the stream, or up on the thumbnail. So I literally took another picture and just background wiped everything but that number on on the picture, and just like fitted it right over the thumbnail. You can't even tell. It looks awesome. Doesn't look awesome, but I was very proud of myself. So yeah, that's my thoughts for the week, is how difficult it actually has been to keep this calendar in check with each of the different things I'm trying to upload. It's kind of crazy. Anyhow, we're going to move in this week's weekly shout out. And this one is going to go to a chatter that's come in a few times here, Joshy B. Joshy B has been here a few times, and I've been on a couple other streams. He's a mod for JC Bricks, Sprue and Glue, and I believe Dragon Lover as well, and a few other ones, Carl's Bricks, stuff like that. And he's just so welcoming whenever I'm in any of their streams. He seems to be a really great guy. One thing that is funny with him, he knows when to keep it PG. I know my streams are more family friendly than most of the community's Lego streams that are around, but whenever he comes into my streams, he always knows to keep it PG, and I actually really appreciate that about him. And then when you go into streams where he's at and it's not necessarily a PG stream, it's quite funny to listen to him sometimes. And you know what? He is also, shout out to Joshy B. He is the only person that's hanging out here with Waddles and down here in Antarctica on the JaysBucket Lego map. And I thought that was really cool. And it's kind of been a running theme now with Joshy B is having Waddles as his roommate, to the point where he actually went to a little craft, I think, show that he was at one time, and he bought this little tiny crocheted penguin that kind of fits over us of something. I think it was for one of his paint things that he does, because he does a lot of that really detailed painting for like Warhammer and other types of little models and stuff like that. And I hopped on one of the streams once that he was on, and he singled me out and said, Jay, I got to show you Waddles, and he brought out this little crocheted penguin. I thought it was so awesome. So yeah, no, Joshy B's a really good guy. Got the spanner in his own name because he was taking off mod duties for about a week once, so that's a kind of a funny story as well. But yeah, I really appreciate Joshy B coming on here and hanging out with us sometimes. He's a huge history nut too, so especially in the castle stream, he was giving me a lot of tips on the history of the castles and stuff, which was actually pretty neat. Something I'm not fully into researching myself, so it's pretty fun when someone can come in and give you some information like that. So really cool. So yeah, shout out to Joshy B. Thank you for being here. Hopefully you continue to hang out with us for quite some time. So that's the weekly shout out. We're going to move over to the Studtastic Voyage, which I love this part. This is like, me and my buddy came up with the name. Well, my buddy came up with the name Studtastic Voyage. It's great. I love it. We have quite a few people over here in North America. I would really love to branch out more into the other side of this map. Hopefully one day we will get there. But actually today we are going to add someone on there. Now, in my last Sunday live stream, it was the Orca variant live stream of the Creator 3-in-1. It's actually chilling right up there. I had 3 people join the map in that stream. Now, the first one, I'm actually not going to shout out because I don't know if they were being serious or not. I assume they were being sarcastic and said they didn't want to shout out. But at the same time, sarcastic or not, I don't know if you're serious. So if you're going to tell me you don't want to shout out, you're not going to get the shout out, which I'll respect that. And then I also had someone else in the chat say that they wouldn't want a shout out. So I'm not 100% sure if they were being serious or not. But hey, if you want the shout out and you know who you are, by all means, let me know and I'll throw it in another Bucket Life podcast. But yeah, we'll move on to Alicia, which is actually JC Bricks and Build's wife. And she decided to get a purple stud over here in Japan because she likes a lot of Japanese things. I assume like maybe Pokemon and some other things like that. Maybe a little bit more like Gundam Wing stuff. Who knows? She didn't specify, but I thought that was really cool to go somewhere on the map where you enjoy their culture and potentially want to even travel there or something, right? So I thought that was pretty neat. And we also had Macro Bricks, which was a red stud way over here in Calgary, Alberta. So that's another fellow Canadian there hanging out on the map. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. So other than that, that's pretty much it for the Studtastic Voyage. I'm going to have a quick water break, and I need to refill this before I stream tonight. Ooh. Now, Mrs. Bucket mentioned a little segment for the podcast here, and I think it's actually not a bad idea. It's just going to take a little bit of calculating in order to do so. But right up here, we have a JaysBucket time capsule box, and I went and put a few things in that box, and I wrote on it, JaysBucket time capsule, do not open until August 10th, 2025. So she mentioned that maybe I should do like a countdown until we are going to be opening that time capsule box. So I thought that was pretty neat. So we're going to call this the countdown to the time capsule, and we are roughly 184 days. She counted out the days. I did not verify. So we got 184 days until that time capsule is going to get opened up. We were talking today a little bit about it, and she was kind of like, you know what, like 2 years when you put that thing together seems so far off, but she's like, now it almost seems like it's a short amount of time. So I mean, I don't think we're gonna change the date, but she wasn't wrong at all. Like, I kind of feel like there was a bit of maybe it was too short of an amount of time. Now, the reason I did 2 years was because I wasn't sure how long this YouTube channel was going to last, so I was kind of like, well, if it lasts 2 years, that'll be cool. But so far, the rate we're going, we're still going strong here, so maybe I should have pushed it out a little bit longer. And who knows, maybe we'll do another time capsule in the future. But yeah, so far, I think I remember 3 things that I put in there, and I can't remember anything else. So we'll see what the old memory bank brings me when August comes. But yeah, 184 days until the opening of the time capsule. So that's pretty neat. All right, let's move over to new bricks in the bucket. Excuse me. One thing I'm really sad about is, and I've said this a few times now, but my Toys R Us had the brand new poly bags come out. And there was one in particular, it was the very first, I believe the very first actually, botanical poly bag. And they had like 10 or 12 new ones come out all at once, right pretty much around January 1st of this year. And there was a decent amount of all of them, some more than others. And I was like really iffy about buying them. I didn't buy any of them at the beginning because I was like, oh yeah, I'll wait for a sale. They do 2 for $10 sometimes because they're regular $6.99 in Canada here, and it's kind of expensive. They used to be $5.99, then they upped the price. So now I kind of wait for the 2 for $10 deal. Well, anyways, I waited too long, and less than a month, and all of the botanical poly bags were gone from my Toys R Us. So I was pretty sad about that, especially since the next live stream is gonna be a botanical set, and I would have opened that poly bag on that live stream to add with it. It was just like, it wasn't even a great poly bag, to be honest. It's more like not even a flower, I'm pretty sure it's a weed. It's the dandelion. Kind of got 2 versions, when they're yellow and ripe, I guess, and then when they're like kind of white, clearish, and about to die essentially. But wasn't even that nice of a poly bag. It's just I kind of wanted it to give to Mrs. Bucket eventually, and just to kind of say we had it right. But yeah, I was a little sour that I missed out on that poly bag, and it's still kind of bugging me. Now, tomorrow being today, when you watch this, if you watch it on release day, Friday, I will be going to my Toys R Us quickly to see if by any chance one came in. That'll be the last kind of chance I get to go before Sunday's live, so we will see if it's there. I don't expect it to be, but oh well. And then the other thing, one of the other new purchases I did get was a gift with purchase, was the little heart-shaped chocolate box, which is actually a pretty cute little set. Now that I've looked at the box a little bit, I wasn't sure. I think it actually opens up and the chocolates kind of go inside, so it's actually really neat. I'm kind of looking forward to it. I didn't think when I first was considering, making an order to get it, that I would care too much about it, but it's actually a nice looking set, so be pretty neat. Alright, we are going to go into the OBS Void of Doom, and let's check out the Lego site. We will see what is new. So we're on the home page. I think there is going to be some new things. I have unfortunately not been able to stay spoiler free. Let's go to coming soon real quick, and we'll see what is here. Ooh, Ninjago City Workshops. That is definitely new. $330 Canadian. Wow, that's crazy. The record player with flowers. That's also new. I feel like they're adding items and then just adding flowers on them quite often. I think this is now... I think there's another one. The typewriter with flowers now. The record player with flowers. Crazy. Let them choose with a Lego gift card. All right. We got those. F1 grid. I feel like... Is that new? I don't know if that's new or not. There's been a lot of F1 releases that I can't even keep track. Oh, we got a little Peppa Pig Duplo Fun Fair. There you go. Woodland Mansion Fighting Ring. That looks new. Minecraft set from the movie. Pretty neat. What else is here? None of that looks new. This Hulk truck versus Thanos. That is definitely a new set. Not bad. $45. Not great. Get a golden fisty fist, so that's kind of cool. Ghast is not new. That's not new. So far, none of that is new. I thought that Flamingo was already released. I swear, I thought this thing was already released. Apparently it's not. I guess, February? No, must be March now. Yeah, March 1st. Holy cow, that's crazy. All right, let's check out the new section. Yeah, funny. Speaking of the botanicals, poly bag, it's right there. Let's check pre-order off. We'll see if there's anything else brand new in here. Okay, so this is the one I did see. The Evolution of STEM. Science, technology, engineering, and math, I think. That's actually kind of cool set. That's almost like one of those It reminds me of like the tribute to Jules Verne's books. It's kind of neat. I like how the book is kind of opened up and you got all this stuff coming out of it. That's actually a pretty cool set. $100 for an ideas set. Wonder who these minifigs are supposed to be. Does it say? I would assume one is Albert Einstein, maybe. 3 famous scientists. No, Isaac Newton. Okay, so Marie Curie, first person ever to win 2 Nobel Prizes. That's cool. Sir Isaac Newton, famous for his law of universal gravitation, and pioneering agricultural scientist George Washington Carver. Right on, there you go. Isaac Newton, not Albert Einstein. Very neat looking set though. Iron Man's Laboratory. This is a new one as well. What's this one? $70. Okay. I like that, how it's got, I forget the name of it, but Jarvis. That's pretty cool how he's got the arms for putting on the Iron Man suit. Okay, that's not bad. $70 and you essentially get 5 minifigures out of it. That's pretty good. I know it's going to be a smaller set, but that's not a bad price for a Marvel set, actually. Okay. All right, we'll see. We'll see. Probably won't get it, but I think we checked off that one before. Vincent Van Gogh's Flowers. All right, let's quickly check offers and sales. I thought there might be another gift with purchase by now, but nope. But yeah, speak of the poly bag that I missed out on, I can spend $50 and get it. It just won't arrive in time for this Sunday, so definitely not going to do that. But oh well, it is what it is. We'll check out the sale, see if there's anything crazy on sale. Seems to be all the same as before. We've got those bundles. We've got the keychains. Quickly check number 2. Yep, nope, not really much there. So yeah, that's about it, I think. Nothing crazy new. I thought there was going to be another new set, but that is about it. All right, back to the OBS Void of Doom, and back over to me. Welcome. Welcome back. Just going to close this window I accidentally opened up here. Yeah, so that was new bricks in the bucket. My goodness, that doesn't want to even open. All right, well, we will move on to the next segment here that I am calling It's Showtime. There we go, got that closed. So, my thumbnail, I took that the first try. I absolutely loved it though. Like, what is there to even watch? So, I'm constantly saying on lives that, you know, I don't watch shows, I don't watch movies and whatnot, and it is very true. Like, I don't understand how people binge the amount of shows they watch all the time. I don't have the time ever to sit down and watch like an entire show front to back, and I'm sure it's because, you know, like, there's obviously other situations in life than the situation I have. But, like, my kids keep me so busy. The only time I generally get to watch TV is Monday evenings. And that's when me and Mrs. Bucket, she's kind of claimed Mondays as our kind of stay-at-home date night. And that's usually what we end up doing. Sometimes we'll play board games or something. Or sometimes we'll play, like, Mario Kart or something, or Mario Party, something like that. But generally it's let's watch whatever show we're watching. So I might get 2 episodes of a show in, and oh my goodness, if I ever want to watch a movie, it's usually when my older son is like, hey Dad, can we watch Jurassic Park or something? And we'll have to break up one movie into like 3 or 4 different sittings in order to get through a movie. Now, there was a time where we were trying to binge all the Disney movies because of the Lorcana game that came out. We started getting into that, and then he was getting a little confused by some of the cards, so we started trying to watch the movies. And I did kind of make some specific time for that, but generally we're doing other things, or I'm busy doing other things. So we did kind of go through a lot of the Disney movies. Now he's really into Jurassic Park and Jurassic World, so he wants to be watching those. We've gotten through Jurassic Park 1, 2, and 3, and Jurassic World. We're going to start Jurassic World 2, I don't even know when, but again, it takes us like 2 or 3 sittings to finish a movie. And that's usually like my first son goes to bed, and then it's essentially, okay, oldest son's time from basically after my youngest goes to bed till he's about to go to bed. So that's kind of the time he gets. And that's when we'll either play some board games or, do whatever with Lego or watch movies. Excuse me. But yeah, so I really only get the time to watch movies that he kind of wants to watch. And then when me and Mrs. Bucket sit down on our Monday evenings, again, we're both usually pretty tired, so we'll get like an episode, maybe 2 if we're lucky, and usually if we start a second one, we're stopping it and going to bed halfway through and then finishing it later. But yeah, so I wanted to watch the Marvel series like in whatever chronological order, whatever order the internet tells me I should. And I started trying to do that, and I got through, I don't know, I think I got through phase 1 of Marvel stuff. And then I basically stopped because I just wasn't finding the time for it. And then I would love to sit down and watch all the Star Wars movies, but I have no clue. Again, I'm sure the internet would tell me which order to watch them all in, but I'll be honest, I have seen one Star Wars movie, and that was with the pod races, and that was when I was very young. I don't even remember a lot of the movie, but I would love to actually sit down and watch the Star Wars movies from however I'm supposed to. Again, just don't have the time. I don't know if my son's really that interested in it. We'll definitely have to get through the Jurassic World series before we can start anything else. And I'm actually not sure what series or type of movies he would want to start next. But on our Monday evenings, we usually end up watching shows. We rarely watch a movie. I honestly cannot remember the last movie Mrs. Bucket and I watched, just us. We did do a few like Christmas movies over the Christmas holiday season, and yeah, I don't know what the last movie me and Mrs. Bucket would have watched. We have very different interests in movies as well. Like, there's definitely some things I would love to watch, but I definitely don't find the time by myself to watch it. And then if it's something that's not necessarily appropriate for kids, then that lessens the time I have to watch it. But yeah, just for instance, with the shows we've watched, I think in total we've watched Lost, we've watched Manifest, we started watching Supernatural but stopped. I don't remember why, because it wasn't a half bad show, but we stopped watching Supernatural. There is another show we watched that I can't remember what it's called, and now we've started to watch Smallville. But honestly, we've been together for many years, and those are literally like the only few shows we've watched. We used to watch like some game shows and stuff here and there sometimes, but that's kind of stopped now too. But yeah, I just don't find the time to watch shows, and it's crazy how so many people like can tell me all these things about all these other shows, and I'm just like, where do you find the time? Where do you find the time to watch all these shows? But yeah, it's probably sad on my behalf, but at the same time, yeah, I can't find the time to do it, and I don't know if it's I'm not interested in making sure I know everything about, each show that I watch, because like there are some people that just know every last detail of movies or shows that they watch, and I'm just not like that for the most part. I watch the show and take it in, and then kind of gets left at the TV when I'm done with it. But we're about, I would say, 6 seasons into Smallville. We will probably finish Smallville because it's not a bad show. I have no clue what show we would watch after that. Yeah, if you wanna let me know in the comments what favorite show you have or what shows you're watching, by all means. Maybe one day I'll get to it. No clue. Movies, same thing. Like, maybe one day I'll end up watching that movie you suggest. But yeah, congrats to you if you can sit down and watch a bunch of shows and binge them all, because I just can't seem to find the time. So yeah, that's my little rant on shows and movies and just how I don't have the time to watch them. So all right, we'll move over to the clue for the next set here that we're building on Sunday. And I'll be honest, when I first put out the first post, I've been kind of slacking. I used to put them out Tuesdays and Thursdays. I think this week I missed Tuesday and I ended up putting it out Wednesday. And then what I did was I wrote in there that each flower had their own vase or vase, whatever you say. And then I actually edited the post and changed it to they have their own pot and stand, because vase just wasn't correct, and I kind of saw that afterwards. I was like, oh, that's a little misleading actually. And then my second clue that just went out today, whichever. It's hard to determine what I should say, but technically yesterday if you're watching this on Friday. My second clue is that they were both under 30 centimeters tall. And my third clue here is, man, is it hard to find clues sometimes for some of these sets, because like I don't want to keep saying the same thing, like, oh, it's got this piece count or it's got this amount of minifigures. And I'll be honest, the second clue I usually end up sending out, you can pretty much, if you do the detective work, you can pretty much figure out what set it is, because I leave a little bit of the picture from around the Lego logo that you can probably pick out which set it is if you look close enough. Anyhow, this third clue, I'm just going to say the stripes at the bottom of the box match the color of the pot. So if you didn't pick up on that, you can probably guess which 2 sets I'm going to be building on Sunday. So there you go. And Matt pretty much got one of them. We'll move over to the Q&A, and this one's from Seth. I back-pocketed this one from last week. Seth asked, what would I like my last meal to be? That's a question I've never really thought about too much, if I'm honest. It's going to sound probably weird. Like, I imagine most people would be like, I want an amazing T-bone steak with all the fixings. I think, honestly, I would love, like, the juiciest chicken burger I can get my hands on. And I like to top my chicken burgers with a lot of things. Like, mayonnaise is definitely a must on a chicken burger. If you can get, like, a bit of a spicy mayo in there, too, that'd be great. I love me some lettuce, tomatoes, red onions on the chicken burger, and my secret ingredient on a chicken burger is some really yummy coleslaw. I love dumping the coleslaw on there. Gives it a nice crunch. But if you can get a real juicy chicken burger with some coleslaw, even just chicken burger and coleslaw is not bad. But yeah, that'd probably be my meal. Some nice crispy fries, probably poutine style. And yeah, I think I'd be good to go, Seth. I think I'd be good to go if that was it. If it had to be a little bit fancier, maybe like a chicken schnitzel with, like, I don't know, some veggies and mashed potatoes and stuff. That'd be pretty good too. I'm gonna get really hungry now. Actually, this is not good for recording this late at night, but oof. That's a great question though, Seth. What would you like your last meal to be? And if you want to answer the question down in the comments below, that's what I should be recommending, is whatever question I get, you guys should answer it in the comments below as well. But also, ask me some more questions, because I love the Q&A section of the podcast here. And if you made it this far, I really appreciate you. If you wouldn't mind, and you know where the like button is. If you could hit that for me, that'd be great. Comment down below. Like I said, give me some questions. Let me know what your favorite show, movie is, and what your last meal what you would like your last meal to be. And then lastly, if you haven't subscribed yet, I'd really appreciate it if you could. But again, if you made it this far, I really appreciate you. Thank you very much. Hopefully everybody has themselves a great rest of your day. And we will see you probably on Sunday. If not, maybe we'll see you on the next podcast. All right. Take care, guys. Have a good one. Woo!